welcome to this video. Before you do anything, get yourself a cup of tea or a coffee and then come back, and then I will explain our feel-good assembly resources for ages 3 to 7. Pause and begin. So this is our resources. These are our resources for 7 to 11. This is one of our cycles. There will be 4 of these cycles. Those cycles mirror the cycles that are available for Simply Collective Worship. So although we've not quite written all of the 4-year cycles yet, we're adapting the Simply Collective Worship resources into these 3 to 7 resources. We're starting on cycle 4, and that is because this particular resource matches the themes, roughly matches the themes in our Simply Collective Worship resources. There is another video on those, there is a video explaining our Feel Good Assembly puppet as well. In this video, I just want to show you the contents of this, the contents of our accompanying resources to support this particular pack cycle, and then also some of the stuff that you can available on our website to support these. So first things first, we don't print. Although we've got a physical copy of this and the teachers' sort of accompanying resources, we don't print and we don't send out printed resources. That's because we send out electronic resources. Those electronic resources can be held on your school networks, and then anybody can access them at any time. If we had sort of printed out these, you'd have to have various copies for the different year groups, and I think it'd become quite unwieldy. Printing costs, the environment, etc., etc. So I think sending out electronically is certainly the way to go. But because we printed them, because we take them to shows, we can just give you an idea of actually just how much you get in an individual cycle. Again, remember there's 4 of these across a 4-year set. If I open up to the front page, you've got 39 weeks worth of stuff. And the 39 weeks, 39 school weeks, there is a different theme for each of the week. Most of them mirror the stuff that's in the Simply Collective Worship. So if you're in a junior school and an infant school combined, then you could do the Simply Collective Worship resource on a Monday, assembly on a Monday to the whole school, and then you can separate into key stage assemblies or individual assemblies, individual resource thoughts for the day, or you can have this just as a key stage 1, an early years assembly. You can just use the feel good assemblies. So what I'll do is if I move across to the digital resource to give you an idea of what they look like. So there we go. This is the assemblies and active reflections for 3 to 7-year-olds, cycle 4, I think it says at the bottom, cycle 4, to mirror the Simply Collective Worship resources. And if I scroll down to the contents page, you'll see that there is 1, 2, bottom on the right, it's got 39. So there's 39 themes. If I click on the first one, it opens up the first page. I can scroll and make that a little bit bigger, smaller, depending on your quality of your eyesight. It says that this assembly is provided in a short or long format. The black text and the red text would be the longer format. You could just use the red text if you're using it for younger children to keep it nice and short and nice and active. But if you've got a combined key stage 1 early years assembly or the old foundation phase, or if you've got a 3 to 8 years, if you're in Wales, you might use the whole of this for all of those groups. You've got 2 pages worth of an assembly. The black text is sort of almost like an application of for this one, it's greetings. Why do we find greetings? Why are they important? Why are they necessary? The red text are just different greetings from different countries. They're quite active. You can get pupils to act them out. And then it talks about the importance of greetings and how it's important to make people feel welcome through a greeting. There's a couple of references for religious texts and thoughts from cultural sort of important people, if you like, and then there's a reflection just to re-highlight some of that that's in the assembly. Unlike the feel good assemblies, that is it in terms of the thought for the day, the assembly material. The thoughts, the active reflections can then be found below that particular assembly. So on 1.1, that would be Monday, just read the thing. just read the whole thing to the different groups that you've got. On a Tuesday, there's a recap, the greetings, demonstrate what a warm welcome would make you feel like, would make you sort of inside. And that's obviously differentiated for sort of years 3 to 5 and sort of 5 to 7. There's more of a conversation about how it might make you feel, and more of a conversation about an understanding of the emotions that might go in that story. You'll notice the I see, I hear. There's ones here called I feel. Then you've got I understand and I can. In another video, I'll go into more depth talking about this. This is our format. If I go back to the front cover, you'll see it there. It's I see, I hear, I feel, I understand, I can. This is our feelings and me framework, and it's a progressive framework for the understanding of emotions for children. So they see and hear emotions in story. They start to learn how it feels inside. They start to understand that there's external factors that might make me feel angry, or might make me feel ashamed, or might I feel the various emotions. And then I can, if they're starting to overwhelm me, what can I do to be able to regulate some of these emotions? So that's the format. And then you'll notice that some of the activities in those daily active reflections are actually focused on those particular types of things. And that's it really in terms of a week. You can see that there's a left-hand column for younger children, a right-hand column for older children. You as a teacher would have to sort of see whether that's relevant for your particular children. You might have some children and you do the older set or younger set, depending on. And then the emotions that we're focusing on in this particular week would be happiness and sadness. The more complex emotions are then developed throughout the year. So it is a progressive framework. Early on in the year, we will just be seeing and hearing these emotions. By the end of the year, there's a real focus on being able to regulate them. And then that's also done in an age-specific way as well, because obviously older children are going to be more advanced in their understanding, or hopefully they're going to be more advanced in their understanding of emotions and being able to regulate those. One of the things that I think is key in this is it just keeps on repeating. So children get used to the idea of this particular vocabulary and this particular language around emotions. So that is our resource. Accompanying the resource, we have a teacher's guide as well. And the teacher's guide supports, has material that can help support the delivery of these. So we've got pictures of the various emotions. We've got pictures of the variety of happiness and the variety of anger. We've got what it would look like in your face, what it would look like just in your in your body. And so here, this is our teacher's guide. Starts with a page. It's got the same feelings and me framework, and then you've got these 8 emotions. The 8 emotions are then developed. I'll scroll down. In your face, in your body, what that feeling would feel inside of you, the external factors that might make you happy or sad, and those 8 emotions are expressed in those columns there. Then you've got happiness from your forehead to your chin, and from your forehead to your feet. So your facial expressions and your body language. We've got 6 variations of being happy. We've got a big and small version of being happy. So these are resources that are explicitly explained or that you can use in the main resource. At the end of here, there is a tracking document. It just explains what the development of the understanding of these 8 base emotions would look like. And then you can have an overall tracker for a child and say, these are the dates that they've got to this particular understanding. Or you might want to do a termly something and actually just put in the number that a child is at any particular time. And so the date in there, you can see their progression throughout the key stage. So that's a relatively useful document, and you can print out one of those for each of the children. The last thing I'm going to show you is on our website. If I go to our website, Feel Good Assemblies, or Simply Collective Worship. So simplycollectiveworship.co.uk or feelgoodassemblies.com. They are mirrored websites. You get both on each. There is this multimedia section. If you click on multimedia, you've got a Feel Good Assemblies or Simply Collective Worship option. If you click on the PowerPoint or the PDF, so the example I've got is the PowerPoint here. If you click on that, it'll download at the top corner, and then you can open up your download section there. And this is the PowerPoint. So if I show the PowerPoint, there we go. If I go home, it's got the 8 base emotions on the left-hand side. So if I click on, let's click on disgust. Got in your face, so disgust from your on facial expressions, disgust in the body, big and small disgust, and the variations of disgust there. And then if on the right-hand side, for the different themes, for the actual narrative, for the story, there are illustrations to support children so they can look at the story as well as you reading it at the same time as you reading it. And so that PowerPoint, all of that can be downloaded from the website. Last thing from me then, I think I probably said last thing several times. I'm very good at that. On the download section, there is a planning document. And so if you click on the planning document, it's got columns with the name of the assembly theme, the main feeling focus for that particular week, and possibly subsidiary focuses like foci, like kindness and welcoming, and then on the right-hand side, it's got the resources that you might need or you will need from that resource pack that I've just explained. So I shall stop sharing my screen, come back to me. Hopefully you have got a better idea of how the resources work and how they sort of tailor with the resource pack. And hopefully you've had a nice cup of tea. Mine's nice and cold now. So hopefully, well, ta-ra for now, and I should see you in another video. Bye.